What's a small win you've had this week that nobody else would think is a big deal? Welcome back, or welcome to All About Being Single. I'm Violetta, your host. This episode is going to be short because life is truly fucking lifing right now for me. If you've been listening, I'm in the thick of just trying to finish my house remodel that's been going on for like on and off, basically for like, honestly, it's almost 6 years now. In October is when I think I purchased this house. So it feels like it's been this toxic relationship, just starting out great. I learned a lot of skills through doing the remodel, and I've done a lot of the bulk of it myself, like actually physically doing stuff, learning how to do stuff, Googling and researching all of that. But yeah, so it feels like this toxic relationship where it started out super great and then just became toxic, horrible towards the end. And I'm like in the end part where like I'm just not really enjoying much of anything I'm doing, but I have to finish it basically. I shouldn't say anything. I mean, there's parts of it that I enjoy, and like once I'm done with a project, I feel great. But if you've ever done DIY stuff, every time you think you're done with a part of something, you're actually not done. And it's sometimes like the little things that take so long, like even little things like caulking just take forever sometimes. Just every day feels like there's just one more thing to do, and I really have like almost like a hard deadline, like a hard stop at the end of this month, the beginning of next month, just because this has gone on for so long and I just don't want to keep thinking about it. I just want to live in this house. So, it's a lot of me just making a lot of decisions every day. Every day I'm trying to do something to like keep the project going. And it's a lot while having a job, while, having this podcast, hosting singles events. Like it's a lot. And I feel like I'm just neglecting a lot of the other stuff because I need to finish this. So I'm not putting my all into like everything else. On a positive note, thankfully I live close to like a Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards. That's a Midwest one, if you've never heard about it, and a Harbor Freight. So like at least I have access to, and a Flora and Decor. So I have access to like a lot of the stores, at least very close by. But anyhow, I've just been exhausted from all the decision making, the hard labor, just every stage of this last project has given me an issue of some sort that I either never have had with other projects, and I have remodeled a bathroom before, but just the products that I needed weren't around, the products that I used that I knew how to use. So to relearn stuff, it's just been a lot. So it's been hard for me to even write episodes because I'm just so exhausted all around and just living on energy drinks and like cheat meals because I just don't have enough time or even mental space to like plan meals and cook anything. So it's really almost like been just the stuff that's keeping me going so I can just finish on time and just be done once and for all. And so I thought about something the other day, and that's what this short episode is about. Just kind of like the fact that a win is a win is a win. And a lot of times we don't look at like the logistical, the practical wins that we do have every day. And sometimes just like showing up is still a win. And, for me, like I'm late putting out this episode actually, so I do apologize. They're normally out very early morning Tuesdays, but this time around, I literally, like I said, tile down Saturday morning that took hours on my floor. So I did at least finish the tile job on my floor. But then I had a podcast episode with a guest. So once I have enough time to like actually edit it, I'm going to start having some guest episodes. Like I do still want this show to be mainly a solo episode show, but I will have some guests on. So I'm hoping that once I'm done, again, I first need to finish this house remodel. But once I'm done with that, so sometime in July, most likely, July or August, we'll have at least for those 2 months, and if not kind of forever, at least about like one guest episode per month. But anyhow, yeah, I had a guest, so I did an interview with her. She did an interview with me. Then I had a single social mixer that I was hosting out by where I live. It was just such a long day. Obviously, a lot of stuff was done, so it felt like a very accomplished day, but it was just a long day. And then Sunday, I grouted the whole bathroom. So that took a while because I also wanted to make sure that I like got that grout haze off. So it's just been a long weekend. I just didn't have enough time to record an episode when I normally do on Saturdays. But anyhow, I don't want to just yap about my life struggles here since this podcast is about being single. And I actually do think this applies to being single just in general. Sometimes when you're single, it's easy to feel like the only wins that count are the big ones because most people in our lives focus on the big ones. And I don't know about you, but like a lot of times when I meet with people, they're like, oh, have you been dating? So like people just focus on getting into a relationship, getting promoted, buying a house, like the big ones. But what about all the other wins? All those practical wins, those daily wins that keep pushing your life forward, that keep expanding you and keep your life on track? Like going to an event by yourself, like learning a new skill, maybe finishing a project even though you're exhausted and want to give up. Basically finishing things when you're exhausted, but they have to be done because you'll feel that much lighter once they're done, so you just keep going. Or sometimes making the decision to put things off because you have to focus on something else. And as a single person, you only have so much energy, time in your day, and just resources. But just showing up when you said you would, based on what you know you need to do. Doing something that scares you, getting some form of exercise each day, even when you're tired, because you know the exercise will help. Getting through a hard season without giving up. Those wins may not get celebrated by other people, but they still count. In fact, those are the wins that often get overlooked the most, even by us sometimes. And life isn't lived only in like those happy, major milestones. It's lived in the small decisions, a lot of times hard decisions, and hard things we have to do that we make every day. So today my win is getting this episode out while trying to finish a bathroom remodel that's basically taken over my whole fucking life. And your win might be something completely different. Maybe you finally got a ticket to a singles event. Maybe you asked someone out on a date or even just smiled at a stranger. Maybe you decided not to go on a date. Maybe you decided to make a meal. Maybe you decided to buy a meal subscription program. Whatever the case might be, just give yourself credit because a win is a win is a win. And I'm skipping out our regular segments today and just ending with a glow up. So tonight, just look back on your day and list as many wins that you had. I'm sure you can find a lot of them if you go looking. If this episode resonates with you, please take a moment and write me a review. I would truly appreciate that. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Again, I apologize for the episode being a little bit later this week, but if you've been here long enough, you know that even if we're late, we're right on time. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you next Tuesday.